Alrighty, guys. So I'm back. Sorry, just like my personal chat was popping up while I was live streaming. So I am back, guys. What is up? I'm restarting this whole fucking stream. Welcome back to another live stream, guys. We're going to be covering some WWE action figure news and my newest topic here on these lives when I do these live streams, the unreleased vault, which is basically wrestling figures that have not been released, which could have had potential. I also was showing you guys pictures from Big Event Weekend, but I'm just gonna try to like show you guys them from my actual photo gallery, instead of my Facebook gallery, because my personal like messages were popping up and I didn't want you guys, looking at them. It was kind of strange, me showing you guys my personal, like, ooh, like it's popping up on the fucking live stream. I'm not gonna air it out for the fucking world. Anyway, let's take a look at some wrestling figure news that I was gonna cover, but I'm gonna share this tab instead first. If you guys are new, welcome. My name is Josh. I'm a content creator from New York City. I cover wrestling figures and sports. Be sure to check me out. And if you guys are new as well, the most important thing to do. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Tap the notifications on for future uploads. And make sure you guys check me out. I'm a cool guy. So, anyhow, let's get right into some news. Like I covered earlier, the chases are all on the ringside of certain figures that you guys may want. And my Xbox is gonna just randomly shut off and just blur out alerts at my head. John Cena Leader is back on Amazon as well as CM Punk. So we all covered this, in the live stream we did previously before that error popped up on the screen. I back, yeah, dude. I understand. I won't want everyone to see my personal stuff too. Yeah, you're good, brother. Hell yeah, man. Listen, it's all love, dude. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. But yeah, we're gonna get into the unreleased vault, which is my topic of wrestling figures that could have had potential to be released and could have been released. It's basically a topic where I talk about wrestling figures that could have been released and had so much potential. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys some pictures. I'm gonna try to like show them to you like through my photo gallery if I could pop them up on the screen. I can't like share because I'm on a MacBook, so like I can't share the photo gallery. I don't know if I could switch the tab, but so anyway, I could try to like show them from my actual phone because I have my phone right on my desk, so I can like we'll figure it out, guys. I know. I'm just gonna text my main man, Marco, my biggest fan. They're doing a whole thing for Cena, like at the Garden. Um, anyway, let's get into like the news I covered. I will just get into the first part. So, we got Mariah May here. Chase, that's going for $50. It's one of 5,000. I get why some of these chases are actually like going for crazy money. Got the Mark Briscoe one of 3,000 for $39.99. We had the Moxley. I hate this freaking head scan, bro. I do not like this John Moxley one freaking bit. I just think the head scan's fucking horrible. It's really bad. Oh, so my friend just sent me this cool picture here. These are what the chairs are gonna look like, for the people that bought like front row, for Monday Night Raw. Look at this shit. They're like John Cena themed chairs, which is super cool. That's really awesome. Like if people are going, because it's live where I'm from, New York City, so Yeah, the Moxley one is $44.99. You got the Jay White Chase, $34.99. The Adam Copeland one is the one I'm gonna get. $30 is like reasonable for a Chase, at least in my opinion. So, the one of 5,000, and then the Willow Nightingale one. We'll get into that one. Nyla Rose is an older one, and then John Moxley again, and then Owen Hart and MJF, and you got Hook. All these are ranging in different prices. Just depends on the value of the figure and how rare it is. Ethan Page, Mr. Brody Lee, Thunder Rosa. Brody King is probably one of my favorite ones. We got Brandon Cutler. Orange Cassidy, I actually do have this figure, so I might pop that message up. My fault, bro. We got that one. The Willow Nightingale, I got to meet her at a big event this weekend, so that was super cool. Um, and there's Willow. Where's Marco at? Marco should be popping in soon. He'll be. And if you guys are going to be doing anything later, join the Twitch stream tonight. Twitch.tv/Josh's Twitch NYC. For Monday Night Raw live stream. If you guys want to hang out, he's back. The Eat Man, what's up, dude? Yeah, sorry about that, guys. My fucking, I was trying to show my photos from my Facebook, and I know I'm friends with some of you guys from the YouTube and people who follow me, which I do appreciate. But I can't have my personal shit on fucking my streams, dude. Like, that's my personal information, and I can't have that shit because I don't want everyone knowing my fucking business. But that's just me. I know a lot of people are the same way because when you're on the internet, bro, and you're making content, you got to protect yourself. Anyway, so we got here this. I covered all this before, but I'm basically just covering what I covered before. Some AEW figure news. We covered this part. Now the WWE figure news. So the John Cena Elite is back up for pre-order, as well as the CM Punk, and a bunch of the Big Rubber guys are up for pre-order. The Undertaker main event basic is up for pre-order from the WrestleMania wave, and then we covered this in the last stream, of course. So let's get right back into our database. I'm gonna get back into what I covered before here with the Abaddon unreleased figure from Series 8. I felt like this figure had so much potential. And I feel like, if you guys don't remember, she had a lot of potential on AEW television. But the thing is, I guess they just swapped the series around and they wanted to give names that we haven't seen yet. So I guess they're like, okay, we might release this figure at a future time. Maybe never we will ever see this figure released. I don't know. But anyway, here's the render images and the prototype of what the figure is going to look like. Look at the figure without the makeup and everything like that. Imagine her makeup now and what we see, but this is when she first came to AEW, and this is how we got to know who she was. But this figure had a lot of potential to be released, but it just never made it out in any AEW set. I know Roman said he doesn't want to see his cousins till Christmas, but why do I have a feeling he's gonna help them help them Cody and Punk tonight against the Vision? I have a feeling too that it might be Roman, but we'll see. Oh, I didn't even show the tab. My fault. But yeah, this Abaddon figure should have been released, in my opinion. So, but yeah, like Marco was saying, we haven't seen Abaddon in a minute. Like, we haven't seen Abaddon on TV. I think she's mainly on Ring of Honor, to be mistaken. I think she's on ROH, but we're already 10 minutes into this live stream, guys. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me and checking out what we're covering here for unreleased figures. But this is my favorite website to look at, the wrestling figure database. Anyway, this is a future AEW set that I think had potential to get released, but never made it out there. Here's the Series 11 of Unmatched. But this is the MJF, but MJF was supposed to be in that like bar mitzvah outfit, so I would have bought in that just because of how goofy it looks. We were supposed to get a Darby Allin, we were supposed to get Sammy Guevara and Tyke Mello and Jack Perry and like a bunch of other figures, but they just never made the cut. Same with the Arn Anderson luminaries. Like, just these figures never made the cut. I don't understand. Yeah, it's been 2 years since we've seen her on AEW TV. Yeah, but I think they mainly have her on Ring of Honor. So we'll see about that. But guys, twitch.tv/JoshuaTwitch.NYC. Be sure to join in for my Monday Night Raw live watch along tonight. John Cena's final Raw at Madison Square Garden, live and direct from New York City. Now let's get back into where we left off. So this is an Amazon exclusive Rivals pack. This was, I think, the first set of them, and this was Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega. It was a planned release, and they basically canceled this specific set, and we're like, okay, we're gonna re-release it, and we're gonna change the plans for Blood and Guts. So they gave us this set instead of that basic 2-pack, just to cover basically what, basically what you saw there was basically replanned and basically put into a Blood and Guts ringside exclusive, which I was fine with, but they made too many of the Blood and Guts figures into 2 different packs. I'm glad Jungle Boy's back to being a babyface. The heel role was good, but it didn't feel right with him. Yeah, he had a good heel run, but he's more of a babyface guy, in my opinion, too. So yeah, there's the Moxley and Kenny Omega. Came with a chain, barbed wire bat, barbed wire chair, and a barbed wire broom. I think this is from the first Dynamite, I think. Like, one of the... yeah, this is from the first ever Dynamite taping. Because this was the very first set of... this was the very first set of these battle packs. And then this was a unreleased Britt Baker LJN that was supposed to release, but never made it. It was supposed to be in Unmatched Series 9, but I guess they swapped the series around. Yeah, a lot of these figures you see in these, like, Unrivaled and Unmatched sets, they swapped them around. Here, another thing that should have been released. Like, we got a couple of these wrestling buddies. The only one I ever got was Darby Allin. And I don't think I got... if Brock Lesnar joins the Vision for the War Games team, it's going to be full of monsters. Braun, Bronson, Drew, Logan Paul. That's a winning team. I agree. That is a winning team right there. That's a team full of, like... that's a team full of beasts. One wrestling buddy that had potential was the Moxley one. I think this one looks super cool. Like, Darby was probably, like, the most favorite one that I got out of, like, the first set. But then I think this was, like, supposed to be a second set. Okay. Here's something I'm going to say right now. This was supposed to be an unreleased figure. This is an unreleased figure of Thunder Rosa. This was supposed to be from... this is from Unrivaled Supreme Series 4. She was supposed to come with the Texas flag. She was supposed to come with the half Puerto Rican, half Mexican and American flag. And I feel like this had potential to be an awesome figure of her. And she's not used like that much too, but she's not on TV right now, I don't think. And then I think these are just older ones. Look at this Vince. I want to show you guys this. This is an unreleased Bandai. This was, I think, only in Japan. Tamashi Nations SH Figure Arts of Vince McMahon. Like, this is an unreleased Vince. Look how detailed that is. Like, this is what I love about SH Fig Arts. Their figures are so detailed. Piccolo, sorry, I just find it hilarious she called Logan Paul a monster. Logan Paul is the average guy on the team. He is. Yeah, he's basically just there with a bunch of beasts. Anyway, let's see. There's these. Here's something really cool, but I wish these looked better. These are the Impact Wrestling figures from Cella Toys. These were like in 2020. Because now they're obviously TNA again. And everybody loves TNA. Last time I think we saw Thunder Rosa was before Forbidden Door. Really? It's been that long? Damn. So here's Deanna Purrazzo. I'm just showing one as an example. I just think these could have had potential, but these were supposed to come out, I think, like 2020. And then there's Jordan Grace. And then I think Cella was supposed to make others. Like they were going to make Brian Myers and Matt Cardona. There is the guy, Hector Guerrero, as the, oh, excuse me, as the Gobbledygooker. Here's British Bulldog. Oh, here we go. Here's some wicked shit. So these are the DC superheroes as basically DC superheroes as luchadors. So we have Batman as a fucking luchador. These are so goofy, bro. Or like, I don't know if these ever made it, but these just look so goofy. That Diona and Jordan look freaking creepy, right? Dude, they didn't. Then why do you think they didn't get released? Like, look how like the finished product was gonna look. Like, this is an early prototype of what it looked like, and then this is what it was supposed to look like at when it was all finished. Like, these are just proto images. These never got finished or released. So, um, Jordan Grace did look a little creepy too. Um, this is what she was supposed to look like, and then I think she was gonna have an alternate head where her hair was to the side. This is where she looked a little more different because obviously she's lost a ton of weight since then. Um, I'm trying to find some Jack stuff because there's a lot of TNA stuff that never got released either. Here's some ECW figures that never got released at all. Look at these freaking things. These are, I think, released in Mexico. Um, and then here, some more stuff. Look at these New Japan figures. Like, they have little bobbleheads of, like, Minoru Suzuki, um, Taka Michinoku, and unreleased Hiroshi Tanahashi. There's an unreleased Shinsuke. These were, I think, only available in Japan. But these, I think, were supposed to come out, like, I don't know how many years ago. But going back, oh, look, here's some more names that I don't know who these people are. I know this one right here is, if you guys remember Alexander Wolf from Sanity. Oh, yeah, here's another Super 7 unreleased of Himuro Takahashi. Yeah, there's Alexander Wolf, aka he's now known as Axeman Axel T-shirt in Germany. These are German. These are figures only available, I think, in Germany. So they were made by Cella too, the people that were gonna make TNA, but just never happened. Here's Alex Wright, of course, WCW legend. Figures toy company, very popular for their Ring of Honor stuff. Is that supposed to be? Sin Cara that Batman was dressed as? I don't know. I never knew what that was. I think Wonder Woman had one too. Like it was Wonder Woman, Batman, Deathstroke was supposed to be somebody. I mean, let me look back at it. Um, I'll pull up a picture here. Yeah, see, Cella Toys. They made they were supposed to make Charlie Haas. Here's Moose. I never showed the Moose one. The Moose one I think is the only decent looking one. Like, see, Moose is the only decent looking one out of that set. And same with Eddie Edwards. As for the two, like the women look pretty. Here's Eddie Edwards. He looks a little. He's okay in the face, but I mean, he looks better than the other two. Him and Moose are like the two best. But it's basically, yeah. I don't know if he was Sin Cara. Hikuleo. I wish there were proper New Japan figures. Yes, New Japan hasn't had very successful wrestling figures. Um, but I agree. The way Greg Hamilton announced Shinsuke Nakamura was so good. Yeah, he had a great like pop. That's either Sin Cara or Kalisto. I can't see like Deathstroke is right next to him. I think it looks a little more like Kalisto's mask. I can't really tell. Um, and then Deathstroke, I don't know who he's supposed to look like. Yeah, Wonder Woman, I don't know who she looks like. And then here's Superman. This is basically a Superman one. He just looks like, that typical luchador. Anyway. Um, where was I? Anyway, let's head into the next page here. Like, these are all the ECW ones. Um, here's some really, like, unreleased shit. These I wish actually made it, but here's what I want to cover. Most of the unreleased Jax TNA figures. We could have gotten um all we got were like those 2 packs and a bunch of other figures, but a lot of these names I wish got released because they had the Ruthless Impact line, which looked like the WWE figures from back then. We had like here's one name that was one of my favorites. I saw him at big event on Saturday, Matt Morgan. Um, I could see why these figures got you know that never got released, but anyway, like these, like there's not really many Mattel figures, but let me see if I can like filter by Mattel. Oh look, we can filter by manufacturer. So here we go. Let's go to the Mattel route. All right, now let's dive into the Mattel route. This is the so this is the Mattel, all of their unreleased stuff. Um, so here, I don't know if you guys remember these things. These are the dolls that came out. They were supposed to come out with a Macho Man and Elizabeth one, but they just never got a chance to. Okay, I'm gonna go deep dive into this one. This was the Toys R Us exclusive, I think, Royal Rumble Build-A-Figure set. Um, and if you guys see on the screen, the Mark Henry was the only one that never got released. We got the John Cena, we got the Rey Mysterio. I had that Rey Mysterio growing up, and we got the Christian. Um, um, and then the Mark Henry was the one that never got released. I wish we got this one because it's one of those Mark Henrys that we never seen before. But Mattel nowadays they're re-releasing a lot of stuff, so we could be getting it in the future. Like here, some of these don't have like um pictures. We had Battle Pack Series 12, Dolph Ziggler, Kofi Kingston, Santino and Vladimir Kozlov, and then Miss Daniel Bryan. Those never got released at all. Here's a unreleased Enzo and Big Cass 2-pack that we could have gotten because they were very popular back in those times. These I wish we gotten because we got so many of these back in the day. Um, the NXT Takeover series. One of them that I wish we gotten was this guy right here. I thought he was such an underrated character. No, why? How say? No, why? How say? Like, underrated character, underrated wrestler. Mark Henry is under a Legends deal, so Mattel should release some of his stuff. Yep, he is. You're right, Hikuleo. He's under a Legends deal. Here's some other stuff that we didn't get. I wanted this Triple H to be released so bad. I don't know. I'm a sucker for the suited figures, so um, I wish we got this Triple H, but I do like the one that I got last of him in the black suit. So here's some 2-packs that we never got, and Goldberg and Triple H, Miz and Braun, um, Bobby Heenan, Gorilla Monsoon. Here's this Enzo. I don't know where this figure was supposed to be released. I don't know what wave, but it's just something we could have gotten to him too. But I actually got to meet Enzo at big event this Saturday. Really nice guy. If you guys ever get a chance to meet him. Here's something really creepy. When Mattel first got the license, this was shown at San Diego Comic-Con 2010. This is a Beth Phoenix doll. It's like literally a Barbie doll. It just never got released, but like it looks freaking creepy. It really looks just like a Barbie doll. Suited Kurt Angle. Yeah, dude, I'm glad you pointed that out. Good thinking. I'm gonna show that right about now. Here is Kurt Angle. This was a suited Kurt Angle that we could have gotten, but just never happened. Um, then okay. Now, if you guys watched wrestling back in 2011, I don't know if you guys remember these coming out, but these, if you guys remember, do you guys remember Brawlin' Buddies? Who remembers the Brawlin' Buddies? Like, they were basically the newer version of the wrestling buddies that your parents had as kids. Like, your parents had the Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man, Hulk Hogan, Million Dollar Man, Ted DiBiase, Sergeant Slaughter. Like, oh, you remember the Brawlin' Buddies? Who else remembers Brawlin' Buddies? Um, Who remembers Power Slammers? Those things were fucking ass. My favorite things to collect when I was a kid, out of the miscellaneous stuff, out of the collector stuff, was the Rumblers. I loved collecting the WWE Rumblers. Those were so cool. I might pull them up on screen and show you guys those. But these were unreleased Brawlin' Buddies that we never got. So the unreleased ones that we never got were the Macho Man, Andre the Giant and Ultimate Warrior. Like these look like the old school ones, but just in a modern look, like in the faces and everything like that. Because I'm gonna pull up a picture of the Tonka WWF wrestling buddies from that year. They're all on Wrestling Figure Database. Anywhere you need wrestling figures that from the past, present, future, and much, much more, they're all on this website. We got here the Macho King, Million Dollar Man, Hulk Hogan, the Warrior, Big Boss Man. Here's some the Legion of Doom. Like they come in like 2 packs, but I'm gonna just show the ones that I've seen. Like this is the Ultimate Warrior from 1990. These are the WWF buddies from the 90s. So they look a lot different, here because these were made by Tonka. Tonka being known for the trucks and all this stuff, but they did make these. So they have, the Hogan, Warrior, the Macho King. So yeah, they had these, and those were like some dope like things. Oops, lost the screen here. Here we go. Put that up. Let's put it up on the screen. Fix the camera. Good. Anyhow, now here's a unreleased Mattel Create a Superstar. Now these figures, these were interesting. They basically were so this is the Dolph Ziggler one. He kind of looks like a G.I. Joe type character, and he's got gas can and an extra head. You bought the rest of the figures. They basically you bought the rest of the figures. They basically had you can mix and match the parts. Look at these freaking unreleased things. Holy shit! Now we're diving real deep. Look at this. This is, I think, from the original Legend set from 2011 San Diego Comic-Con. Look, this was the entire list of who was going to come out. I don't know if we got half of these names. I know we got Elizabeth. I think we got Junkyard Dog. I think we got Barry Windham or some of these. But Savio Vega was one that never got released. So, if you guys were now looking for Savio Vega actually now has a figure. And here is Luke Gallows. This was an unreleased Luke Gallows. It was gonna be a part of a OC Bullet Club 3-pack with AJ Styles and Carl Anderson. It just never happened. It was never got released, but it really looked cool. Like this, I like the detail on this figure. Unreleased set of NXT Elites, the takeover ones that I showed you like in the basic form. These are the elite versions. Could have gotten this Roderick Strong. I think this figure just looks awesome. He wore this in 2017 at NXT TakeOver San Antonio. Forgot who he wrestled that night. And then that figure just looks cool. Here's Hideo Itami. He wore this on May 20th, 2017 at NXT TakeOver Chicago. He's killing it right now in Japan as Kenta. Got to meet him a couple times. Super cool. Here's Titus O'Neil. He wore this on SmackDown. I don't know why they put this in an NXT line, but they just gave him a whistle and a NXT shirt. I'm guessing this is around the time when he was doing the tag team with Darren Young. I'm not too sure, but here's the Jeff Hardy that never ever got released. So it was due to Jeff's departure to TNA. The Mattel Elite Series 1 was canceled. However, a few legitimate stolen samples have made it to the secondary market. The figure is also frequently bootlegged or fake, making it difficult to find the true sample. A collector's grail Mattel Elite Series 1 Jeff Hardy was finally officially released as a 2018 entrance grades. A belt with some minor changes. So this was the Mattel Elite Series 1 Jeff Hardy that everybody was supposed to get. And these now are very hard to get. I do want to try to see if I can find this for such a good price, because I do want this. Is a big part of my childhood right here, especially this Jeff Hardy. Like, I'm starting a childhood shelf of like figures from my childhood, so I want to dedicate that. Heard you were talking about power slammers earlier. I think the problem was people didn't know how to use them. They would only press one head instead of both. They didn't do anything. Power slammers were just dumb. Like, that's one thing I agree with Devin. Like, but I think power slammers they were just horrible. I think they were interesting, like where they were trying to go with it, but I get where you're coming from too, man. Um, I obviously do get where you're coming from, so I obviously um I do get it, but yeah, there's the Jeff Hardy that was unreleased from Series 1 of the Elite Series. Um, so look at these things, guys. Look at these Flex Stream. See, a lot of these never got released because of how dumb like ideas sound. Um, Here's some unreleased little mini mighties. I actually had a couple of these. I think I did. These do look familiar. Oh, here we go. Speaking of the devil, the Power Slammers. So these is what I was talking about. This is the Power Slammers. This is what people had back in 2012. All right, now something I really want to get into is the retros. I do love these figures. The Rock looks like Maven, right? Like, doesn't he? Like, here, look. That's the Rock, like on the corner. Here. So there's Kane, Santino, CM Punk, John Cena, Sin Cara, and that's the Rock. Like Devin said, he looks like freaking Maven. Look at that. What he said. Hey guys, Dwayne here. Yep. That's Dwayne. This right here is Dwayne. But it's basically supposed to be, but it's fucking Maven. Is it Maven? No. It's The Rock. Like, you may think you're buying a Maven power slammer. It's The Rock. Van Damme Elite 91 should have been released. I don't know what caused. I don't know what the cause was of like it being canceled. I don't know either. And Higaleo says he remembers the Power Slammers too. Yes. Big piece of our childhood. Right fucking there. And then these are some unreleased retros. Ryback, Neville. Here's one I would have loved to seen come out was the Samoa Joe one. I just think this one looks really cool. The retro Undertaker that was in that ring. Look at the Brodus Clay Rumbler that in the black singlet that never got released either. Oh my god, the Sound Slammers. Who remembers these for like a short time? These I think were supposed to come out. I don't know if they did, but they were out. I think I seen them maybe once or twice. I could barely remember, but it was a set of like you had Roman Reigns, John Cena, Randy Orton, Sheamus, and The Rock. While I'm on here, I'm gonna make a quick little parlay for Monday Night Football. Dallas and the Raiders. I'm not gonna bet on basketball. I mainly just want to bet on football. Um, I'm probably gonna go Cowboys money line because the Raiders are just god awful. Um, I remember they were just super slammers with sound effects. I think so. Yeah, I think they were Flex Force. They kind of look like the Flex Force figures back then, and they basically uh, had sounds to it. They were like the what were those other figures that came out? Like they came out in 2013. Oh, there's the unreleased Ultimate Edition Macho Man that we could have fucking gotten from WrestleMania. Like we could have gotten this in a freaking figure, man. Like, bro. Look, the Raiders are my team, so I'll give them some hope. Oh, you're a Raiders fan? I'm sorry, but yeah, it's tough. It's tough being a Raiders fan. I don't know. I'm going for the Raiders touchdown side. I'm thinking Bowers or Gentry. Like those are the two guys now that everyone likes. But yeah, Raiders are in the rebuild stage. I mean, keep Pete Carroll around though. He's a great coach. So here's the unreleased Slam Mobile with Brock Lesnar. This was supposed to be what we got with Braun Strowman, but we got Braun Strowman instead of Brock. But you want to know what I remember growing up as a kid? I'm gonna show you guys these freaking dumbass fucking toys that I look back at, and I'm like, I didn't really care for them, but I had these as a kid. Look, the Flex Force figures. Who remembers these things, man? These were like basically wrestlers that had like some. They're basically these wrestling figures that had a lot of like features to them, and they try to make them like do wrestling moves. It was kind of like a more modern Hasbro figure, just basic figure scale, and there were a lot of names in this list. So here, I think I gotta point out the ones that I do remember having. I don't think I had Barrett. I know Wade Barrett had one. These I think came later. These are the early ones from 2010. I had a bunch of these. I had, I think, the John Morrison, I had the Kofi Kingston. I had the Big Show. I think I had Rey Mysterio. I had Batista. I had Edge. I had Sin Cara when he. That was later on though. I had the CM Punk because he came with a trash can and a chair. These ones, the ones that came in the deluxe packaging, they came with some weapons, and then the Matt Hardy, I had too. Um, I didn't have the ring. I did not have any of the play sets. Um, I remember the tornado takedown. That was cool. I think I had like some of the I had the announce tables. I think like with the one that with the Matt Hardy. Um, and then I had an Evan Bourne, but I had Evan Bourne in the blue tights. But yeah, there's like Alberto Del Rio. I don't remember having him, but I think I stopped collecting them after a while. I think there's more on page 2. Oh, I had the Miz. I had the John Cena. I think I had this Rey Mysterio with a DVD. Because they had these like Toys R Us exclusives that came with a DVD. Oh, here's the one that I had of Matt Hardy. I had the Triple H. Um, oh, here's the Undertaker that I still have that speaker that he came with. CM Punk I had that Evan Bourne I was talking about just now. I had that one. Um, Chris Jericho, I don't think I had. I had HBK. Here's the Matt Hardy. I had that Matt Hardy right there. John Cena. I had The Rock. Um, I had this John Cena. I had a couple of these growing up. I used to love them as a kid. I used to love these growing up as a kid. But now I just kind of look back at them and I'm like, why were these even made? Oh, the ones that I said like the Sound Slammers look like were the Super Strikers. This is what the Sound Slammers look like, the Super Strikers. The only one that was cool I think was Roman because he did the Superman punch. Everyone else, but this is how they were packaged. They were packaged with a cardboard title or accessory, and there was a bunch of them made. So like there were like 2 Big Shows. They had a Sheamus, CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Ryback, Dean Ambrose, Moxley, Kane, Daniel Bryan, Undertaker, CM Punk, Del Rio, Kofi. I think I had somebody I knew at the time had a Kofi Kingston one, and he came with a cardboard Intercontinental title. John Cena here again, Dolph Ziggler, and then what my favorite things to collect were as a kid were the Rumblers. I used to love collecting these things growing up. I think I had a whole playset, and there's a lot of stuff here. So here's what I remember seeing in Toys R Us: the activity things. I think they had a mobile game that came out for the Rumblers, and the Rumblers came with these little things. You put the figure on the little tab thing or whatever came with it, and Rey Mysterio. I think that's like one of them. There's the Rumbler Rampage. These I really didn't like. These were like the single ones that you found just randomly anywhere. I used to buy the 2 packs all the time from Toys R Us. Or like I had this growing up, the little Rumbler ring. I got the John Cena and the Miz that came with it. I think I had like the truck that came with it. There's like 2012. I think they stopped them around that time. They started in 2010. Um, I had the Undertaker. I had the Rock. Kane. I had that CM Punk. I just thought these were like really cool. I had the Edge and Randy Orton. I had the Rey Mysterio. These were like series 2, so they added a bunch of new names as like the line progressed. Sheamus I had. I just thought these were like adorable little figures. John Morrison. I think I had him in the orange. But yeah, guys, just a few announcements before we continue. Click this QR code if you're new to the YouTube channel. I know this is live on my YouTube channel, but scan that QR code. It'll take you directly to my YouTube channel, and make sure you do the best thing of all. Make sure you like and subscribe. This also, we have the Bonfire merch store back up and running. We have some Savior's Gate branded gear out there. We have some t-shirts, hats, much more to come, and hoodies, as well as on their bonfire.com/store/Johnson's Toy Show. Scan that QR code, and it'll take you right to the merch page. So those are just some that I had, growing up, like these little Rumblers. I think these were probably one of the coolest and most unique items for any collector. Look at this one. Like, this was, I think, CM Punk and R-Truth. That was a cool set to have. I had the Sin Cara and Evan Bourne. I had the Rey Mysterio. The Miz and Alex Riley. I never found those. I did always see the singular ones, but they had these like activity things. The Great Khali Hornswoggle. Like, they had a bunch of them. Like, I think I had the John Morrison one in that like gear in like the single version. But how long have we been live? We've been live 48 minutes now. I call it the Unreleased Fall, which we dive into unreleased stuff and we go in depth into what we had as kids. So give me some suggestions, guys, in the chat of what you guys want me to look at on what you guys collected. So here, like, just some stuff coming out. So I'm gonna go search now for some figures that I think were cool. These, you guys remember these? So we did Flex Force, Power Slammers. We're gonna dive into the Brawlin' Buddies history. So these are the Brawlin' Buddies. I had these when I was a kid. I think there's some more like ones that I've never seen before. So like that one I have. This was my very first Brawlin' Buddy that I bought. Rey Mysterio. I got this at Toys R Us. What's funny was, if you guys scroll down, this was a Rey Mysterio from Series 2. I got this one as a gift. Believe it or not, I remember this story. I got this one as a birthday gift from somebody. I said I already have a Rey Mysterio. It's just Rey Mysterio in a different colored mask. I didn't mind getting the one in green, but but I I exchanged it. I remember for like an action figure or something. I remember that story. Then these were the championship ones. So you had The Rock, Sheamus, John Cena. I think there was a Ryback one that had a custom Ryback chain. Look at this. There was a Toys R Us exclusive Ryback and John Cena. Then you had the Ryback singular one. That was exclusive to Toys R Us. Um, and then the 2-pack of Ray and John Cena. Then you had the John Cena's from Series 1. Zack Ryder from Series 2. I wish these like evolved because like I felt like these were pretty cool to like have. Especially the John Cena one, but I got Rey Mysterio. And then this was a Walmart Rey Mysterio one with a half red and white mask. I don't know if they have like any like of the plush toys on here. Because I would remember going to like the claw machines. And there would be like WWE plushes in there. Oh, here you go, Cody Rhodes, the Walmart ones. There's these unreleased WWE ones from 2014. The Finn Balor Demon Puppet. There's the Rey Mysterio one. Hulk Hogan. Oh, here are some plushies. Like, these are just some that I remember. Like, I don't know if I see any that I remember, but some of them are just god-awful designed. Some are, I think, are just Canadian exclusives. Here, like, this one looks really strange. Like, this is Cody Rhodes. And then, I don't know if you guys saw these. If you guys remember Playmobil, these are going to come out in 2026. Roman Reigns, Hulk Hogan, Rhea Ripley, and Cody Rhodes. If you guys remember these when you were, like, probably younger, um, they're making these, like, WWE ones. I don't know, like, I think they're only going to be available in, like, whatever. I don't know if they're going to be US or just in a certain country. Um, what other non, like, not the miscellaneous lines should we get into? So I'm going to go prepare for the Raw stream soon. I'm going to go into, actually, the one, like, Mattel line that I will cover. Were these fan packs. Now, I remember going into the stores growing up as a kid and seeing these fan packs in the store. Like, these were cool when they made them, for the female fans who love wrestling. They were trying to aim a more audience between male and female because, wrestling is more of a male, fan base, but now it's like girls are getting into wrestling and, it's awesome just to see everybody enjoying the sport. So these were, I think, Toys R Us exclusives. Where they and what you would get is, I know they had them back then too, but you would get a figure, exclusive figure, but it would basically be an unreleased. You would get an exclusive DVD and like a little accessory. So you would get like for Roman Reigns, you would get like his little glove gauntlet. Finn Balor had one. You would get an exclusive figure, his DVD, with some of his matches, and they would put iconic the arm sleeves for the Macho Man, the glasses, of course. Get the figure in the DVD. The John Cena one, of course. You get the dog tags, the exclusive figure, and the DVD. And then these ones I wish got released. The Jeff Hardy one never got released because you got the Hardy Boys necklace with the exclusive figure. The AJ Styles one did. You got the gloves and the figure. I don't know if you got one glove or if you got just two. I have no idea. It should be a set of two. If they the Enzo one was cool. You got the figure and the certified G necklace. Um, this was an Oscar unreleased for the. This is for the female superstars wave. Like Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks has the rings, the figure, and the DVDs. This is more for the girls. They had two Sasha Banks ones, so you had to buy both in order to get the chain and the necklace. They could have done chain, necklace, chain, rings, chain, DVD, figure. The figure's the exact same. For Charlotte, she got the necklace. Bailey was a headband, and then they had this Bailey pack. This was the ultimate pack, so they had one with a figure and a headband. The ultimate pack came with more. I don't know if there's more. I'm gonna see. I don't know if there's more packs because I know they had them years ago, like when Mattel first started. Look at that. Look at these bootlegs. I didn't ask for bootlegs. There's one figure I want to grab though. Just spotted my eye. Cody Rhodes. Let's see. Trying to think. You know what? I'm in the mood to cover some of the battle packs that I remember growing up. So, this is the last thing we're going to cover for today's live stream. Thank you guys for tuning in with me. Be sure to subscribe if you're new. Look at these. These are all battle packs, but I want to go into at least the first, wave. I want to go with the multi-packs and box sets. Where they count as this? No. I think these are like the elite 2-packs and stuff. Oh, this is the elite collection. Multi-packs and box sets. Here we go. So here's something so going back into my vault 2010, Mattel would release these 3-packs that were exclusive to, I think, back then Kmart, Toys R Us, and other places. And there were certain sets here that we have. So Chris Jericho, John Cena, Batista, Cody, Randy, and Teddy DiBiase, Evan Bourne, Jack Swagger, Kozlov, Kane, Triple H, Great Khali, Cena, Batista, Cena, Big Show, Kane, Cena, Miz, Orton, Cena, Triple H, Sheamus, and then the Nexus one, Barrett, Otunga, and Justin Gabriel. And then this is going way back. First set of battle packs to the second set of battle packs. I had this one growing up. This was one of my favorite battle packs. Christian and Tommy Dreamer. Probably my favorite battle pack. That Tommy Dreamer is very hard to find. Chris Jericho, Ricky Steamboat. I remember having the Cena. This one I remember. This was like a random set. Matt Hardy and the Great Khali. Like, when were they ever a freaking team? Like, this is the thing that Mattel would do. They would always put random wrestlers in a battle pack. So Matt Hardy and the Great Khali was one of them. Okay, here we go. These were the ones I remember seeing. So I'm going to get into these right about now. Apparently, they count as battle packs. These, back in the day, from 2010, were the matchups, the Superstar matchup set. So, they came in a set of a few different wrestlers. I think Series 1 was John Cena, Rey Mysterio, and Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Rey Mysterio had a couple of different variants because he came with 3 different masks for 3 of his figures, along with the black and green one. But I'm going to show you guys the John Cena. There's no further pictures. I think these just, the only pictures that they found. So they would come with so the point of it the figures, the figures came. They were unreleased. Donnie, what up, dude? So man, guys, go check out my boy Best One Donnie. Great YouTube channel, by the way. He does WWE, Nickelodeon, a bunch of other cool stuff. But here, John Cena, he came with the bicep band and the dog tags, and these were just really cool things I remember seeing back on the shows, like as a kid growing up. Here's Rey Mysterio. He came with the mask, so you would get a figure and like an accessory. So it worked out both ways. Rey Mysterio again, just same figure but in a different colored mask. You get a black and orange and blue, and then you had the one in yellow and blue. Triple H and Shawn Michaels, I think these were kind of like the weak ones, but I think the Shawn Michaels ones was cool. You would get the DX armbands with it, and then for the Triple H, you would get the elbow pads, which look really cool. So if you really want to become a wrestler when you were a kid, and you're like, oh, I can use the DX. You would get like half and half, but this is where I remember. I remember going to Toys R Us. I think the night that they released Mattel the Mattel wave when it first started. These what I would see on the show all the time, like these little belts with like the figures. So they have a WWE Championship combo with John Cena and Edge. Like you get two figures. Then they had a World Heavyweight title one you would get with Triple H and Randy Orton. Like this was like the early days of Mattel, like when they first started. Then these are just some more battle packs. Randy Orton versus Edge. You got Michael Tarver and David Otunga. I don't know why there's just a picture of Michael Tarver, but there's no David Otungas. But this is when the Nexus first got figures. Like everyone was like, where are the Nexus figures? Like we want Wade Barrett, we want David Otunga, we want Michael Tarver, Darren Young, Justin Gabriel, we want the whole entire group. And they released them in packs. I think we got Slather first. I think he was like the first one. Because he came in a battle pack with Christian. But I think that was pre-Nexus Heat Slather. Here are the Usos' first ever figures. Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes. These are like a lot of the older battle packs that I remember. I had this one as a kid. Rey Mysterio and Cody Rhodes. That was the first Cody Rhodes with the mask. And then they re-released the Elite version. I think I reviewed that on my channel. So if you guys check that out, go ahead. It's up there. Oh, some more Superstar Matchups Series 2. Now, these were only available at Kmart. Who remembers Kmart back in the day? Drop a comment in the chat. Who remembers Kmart? Anyhow, so this was like the same stuff back in 2010. You got a figure and you got an accessory. So with Rey Mysterio, you got the mask, of course. Then there's some more. Then this was like Sin Cara. Look at this. This is so fucking funny. Sin Cara with like the open-eyed mask. Like they put little things so you could see, but Sin Cara, like you couldn't see his eyes. So, but I get it. Safety precautions. The Kane and Taker one you have. Oh shit. From which set? From Battle Pack. Was it like 9 or something? I'm trying to see because managing moderator can manage block words, change chat modes, and it has capabilities of standard mode. I'm a standard moderator. Oh, the one next to this one. Yeah, from series 11. Don't mind the background noise. Can't I do remember having this one, I think too. Like all my old figures are gone. Like I don't have them anymore. I do remember them putting really I do remember them putting random sets together. Oh, here's Epico and Primo's first ever 2-pack. Well, Primo's second figure, I think, or third, and then Epic goes first. Oh, Kurt Hawkins' only like Mattel figure at the time before like he came back. But yeah, these are just some. We're gonna cover more in the next live stream that we do. So anyhow, I just want to thank you guys for watching. Um, this is really fun for me to do. I hope you guys enjoyed this little live stream. I will be back live on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Josh'sTwitchNYC for a Monday Night Raw live watch along. I hope you guys enjoy this. I do love doing the Unreleased Vault series. So I will see you guys later on my Twitch channel, which I will link in the chat if you guys want to go follow it real quick so you guys do get notifications. So twitch.tv/. I'm just typing it in chat before we hop off. Twitch.tv. And then we'll just add it here. So scan that QR code up at the top right there. Twitch.tv/Josh'sTwitchNYC. You click that link and it'll take you directly to my Twitch account. I'm just going to scan it for an example on what it can do. So it does take you directly to my Twitch account. So it's wanting, if it wants to scan. Not so easy. So yeah, it's not really working at the moment, but it does take you to my Twitch account. Anyway, I will see you guys 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys so much once again. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.